started with a resolution, and now we're here. Hey everybody, what's going on? Today is Sunday, and now this has become a habit. And I am really excited about that because you know what? This is actually a habit I love to have. I want to start off by first saying, I really hope the links in yesterday's video got into well. See, I should probably tell you how this works. I mean, you probably can tell right away. I'm doing this by my phone, and I post immediately from my phone. But it's hard to see. The links were accessed from Facebook, and it's kind of hard to access those links as well at the same time, as well, without like turning off the app, as well as trying to do the post as well. It's a little hard, so I immediately had to post the video and then scramble to find those two links in order to, put them into the tagline. But I really hope those two shoutouts got through because they both need to be mentioned they both needed to be mentioned. They really did. It does actually sort of remind me of something. I know I kind of go on a lot about TP and horseheads, but honestly, back when I was at Trinity Pauling, truth be told, I'd make a lot of comparisons with the people I met there with a lot of the people I knew from horseheads. And the more I think about it, the more that my brothers and the more that the people of Horseheads would fit together better than pieces in a puzzle. And yesterday, funny enough, when I first got to college, it actually turned out that a brother of mine, who ended up going to Elmira, actually dated a girl who was younger than me. Well, I knew from more. Remember, I was older than most of the people I graduated from Trinity Pauling. So he's a year younger than me, but we both left Trinity Pauling at the same time, and we were both freshmen at our respective colleges at the same time. So the girl he dated from Horses was also a freshman at Elmira. So yeah, in a way, they sort of got together. Trinity Pauling and Horseheads sort of got together. That was really kind of cool. And yesterday, those two links that I put in my shoutout, that's kind of a way of bringing it together too. I was actually having a conversation with my mother yesterday. See, believe it or not, in a few months there's actually a wedding that I could potentially be invited to go to in Canada. 8 hours away from where I am. Now, personally, I'm on the fence about going to this wedding. On the one hand, I do love this person. I know this person relatively well. And of course I'd like to go. I look nice enough to be able to go to outings and weddings and such like that. I'd like to be able to go. But at the same time, compared to my brother, I'm not that much connected with her, if that makes sense. I met her fiance at my brother's wedding, actually. And I've known this person for years, but this person stayed in touch with more my brother than I. Now, there's anything wrong with that. My brother had more access to technology and the internet before I did, so it only makes sense that my older brother, who, again, had earlier access to technology and the internet, would, connect with her more. So a part of me is kind of one way or the other as to whether or not I'd actually be able to go. But this wedding takes place at the very end of June. Actually, June 30th, which is actually 4th of July weekend. Or the beginning of 4th of July week, I guess. So I said before, I have cottages up at Cuca Lake. There's the one on my father's side, and my grandfather on my mother's side has a cottage up at Cuca Lake on the west side. That's where like Bully Hill and Hammond's. That's close to Hammondsport. Actually, both cottages are close to Hammondsport, but the one on the west side is close to Hammondsport. It's by Bully Hill. If you keep driving down, it's where that abandoned winery used to be, where the roof is collapsing in. You would know if you see it if you go to the Keuka Lake area. Anyway. Oh, but before I keep going, I should say my grandmother on my mother's side is still alive. It's just my grandparents on my mother's side divorced. But this was like back in the 60s when this happened. Like my mother was only 8 years old, so they were divorced long before I was born. So in case you're wondering. I mean, all four of my grandparents are still alive. That was me knocking on wood right there for it. So, yeah, so I have my... Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, I could basically go up to my father's family's cottage up there for that weekend and be with everybody. Because, again, it's 4th of July weekend. But then my mother asked me something that I kind of got to thinking maybe I should do. And that is, am I capable of entertaining? Well, you know what? I think I can answer that for you all. I think I am. I mean, I've stated before in videos, I can cook with people. I can cook for people. I mean, yeah, I can cook with people in a kitchen. I can cook for people for a party. The fact I can cook already proves that there's a stable foundation for being able to, have parties and such. I mean, of course, for whatever reason, I don't go to this wedding, and my parents end up going, my parents would make sure everything was stocked up, ready to go for when people come, and if for whatever reason there was something that we didn't have, I could go get it myself. I can go get it myself. So there's always that. Or was I? Oh, yeah. So I really feel like I could entertain for a party. So I talked about horses and Trinity Polling. I talked about being able to entertain. What does all have to do with each other? Well, being as how it's 21 days, I made this into a habit. I think this is a special video. I think I can go into a little secret dream of mine. If you guys are ready to hear it. My dream is that I would take as many of my brothers as I can. Almost all of them if I could. And I would take as many of the good people I met at Horseheads over the years. Again, as many as I could. And you know what? I'm making this PG-13, making this moment PG-13. I would just have a big ass party. Where like everybody would meet and hang out. It'd be great. And that would actually bring up, and there would be like a lot of like competition related things. I mean, of course, at some point there'd have to be a basketball game between the starting five when I was at Horseheads and the starting five when I was at Trinity Polling. That would be a good game. Well, I should sort of reiterate, it'd be almost the starting five. There's certain someone who sadly passed on who wouldn't be able to make it. May he rest in peace. But there'd be that. There'd be like a foot race between our cross-country captain and track captain versus the fastest person I knew from Horseheads. There'd be like, there would be a giant football game. Holy cow, there would be a giant football game. We would do tackle. Let's be honest, we'd be playing tackle. I know you Turkey Bowl guys out there, or some of you may be watching this, who do like that Turkey Bowl every year up at Horseheads. I know some of you are watching. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? That'd be a good time. Or you know what? We could teach. I never got a chance to do this at Trinity Polling, but we had a game called Speedball, which is basically a combination of soccer and football, even though it was mostly just soccer. Where basically it was like handball, where you pick up the ball and you can only run like 3 feet before you can like pass it to someone. But the way you score is you can throw the ball into the goal for 1 point. You can kick the ball into the goal for 2 points. Or if you're an animal, you can headbutt the ball into the goal for 3 points. Yeah. I know a few of my brothers who'd find that a lot of fun. There definitely would be that. Let's see, what else would we do? But then the question remains, Nick, where would you have this party? Well, believe it or not, Chico Lake would be definitely one that would come to mind. Because you know what, if for whatever reason, if you're bored, you can either jump into the water, you can sunbathe. Hopefully it'd be a nice enough day to be able to do that. But say it took place a different time of year. Before we opened the lake, before we opened the cottage, before, we're able to do all that, where would you have it? Well, back when I was at Horseheads, at the end of the year when I did track, and this is both for, pretty much for cross-country, indoor and outdoor track too, they would actually have a picnic up at a place called Harris Hill, where that giant pavilion is, but then it opens up past this like little wood area out into a giant open field. That'd be one place to have it. And another place to have it? This would actually be a stretch, but another place to have it? Trinity Pawling itself. Yeah. Trinity Pawling can entertain like no one's business. So I'm positive that you'd be able to have all the activities I mentioned up there. You'd be able to, have a get-together just fine. I say it'd be a stretch because Trinity Pawling is about 3 hours away from where I am. 3 hours and 20, more specifically. Although I managed to do it in just 3:05 once. I don't think I'll do it again, though. That was a little scary for me to try and go like 75, 80 the entire way. Anyway, it'd be up there. And again, it'd be a bit of a drive and a bit of a hassle, but it could work. So what do you guys think? I think I'd be a pretty good entertaining, right? I think I'm pretty good at, I can make a pretty good entertainer, right? Entertain for you guys. I've always wanted to do it. And you know what? Doing these videos have really helped me get a little looser in life and really, being more open and active more. And I'm really glad you guys watch these videos. And this is, again, a habit I hope to continue doing for a very, very, very long time to come. And boy, I can only imagine the giant backlash I'd get if for whatever reason, like, the video didn't come out. And I did say yesterday, if for whatever reason I haven't made the video yet, and any of you guys are around, who knows? I could have potential guest stars. That'd be really cool. Anyway, that's about all I have for right now. I've rambled on about a few personal things, but personal things I'm glad I shared. Take care.